can't be here because of a mechanical difficulty with their automobile. So I'm going to read a statement which she emailed to us. I'm just going to have it pull it up briefly, and we'll read that, and then we'll take the questions and answers, as you said. Bear with me for just a moment. Okay, once again, Anita Stewart is a local environmental activist. She's also an elected official on the Hillsborough County Soil and Water Board and a member of the Green Party. I've worked with her for a number of years, great lady, and this is her statement. I regret not being able to be there this afternoon. So much needs to be said about how the American people as a whole have allowed the corporations to chip away bit by bit the last of our sovereignty as a free people. Trade agreements of any kind are what give rights to the corporations and their profits and take them away from people in our needs. When one looks at the amount of trade agreements that we have now, those that are proposed, those in effect now, those for world trade, and so many more, it boggles the mind. The corporations have total control and complete rule and completely rule us at the present time. Many Americans do not know the history of trade agreements in this country. The one many of us started reading was when we were younger, was NAFTA. And then back then, that was a George Herbert Walker Bush / Bill Clinton alliance that happened behind the scenes when they were supposed to be running against one another. Both worked on the planning stages of NAFTA between both of their consecutive terms and made it happen. Trade, jobs, taxes, etc. have gone downhill in this country ever since. Congress and Senate voted NAFTA in, and R's and D's were just about half and half when looking at the numbers. President Bill Clinton, when signing NAFTA into law, was quoted as saying, "NAFTA means jobs, American jobs, and good paying American jobs." If I don't believe that, I wouldn't support this agreement. And of course, our jobs ended in the abyss as we started eating grapes imported from Chile, and strawberries from Mexico, and shampoo imported from Canada. So we go through time, and it is 20 years later. We only need to look at the most recent lawsuit with BP in Louisiana, as everyone knows that BP owns Louisiana and the Gulf of Mexico, affecting the whole Gulf region, which has been damaged catastrophically and forever. And as BP continues to conduct operations in our Gulf of Mexico, our Coast Guard provides their security contingent. As a veteran, I have a real problem with that. These are conspiracy facts, conspiracies being perpetrated on the American people. Dr. Wilma Subra, an environmental scientist and doctor, says that over 300,000 people are reporting to her that it is just the sick people affected by the toxins in the air, food chain, water throughout the Gulf region. Animals in marshes are dying. Birds being strangled by toxic air. Even female dolphins are pushing around their aborted dead babies near the docks. Even now, there is a huge sinkhole right over a salt dome used for storage for petrochemicals. I mean, this is apocalyptic. This thing is growing bigger and bigger in Bayou Corn, Louisiana, emitting methane into the air. Mandatory evacuations have already happened in the closest neighborhoods, and open flame venting is happening everywhere. This site could literally explode. Bet you did not hear that on the news. And why didn't you? All of you have probably seen are the advertisements from BP that the Gulf is clean and open for business. That is because BP controls what goes on in the Gulf region. How do they do it? They have the most money, therefore they have the most power. They are protected by trade agreements and laws, and they have cut off our representatives. Well, surely the scientists investigating all of this will tell the truth, won't they? No, they won't. For instance, USF, only one of many universities in the Gulf region, was given $500 million for funding of research programs by BP. What kind of influence stats do you think you'll receive after you ask their scientists? Are you still eating that seafood? I hope not. As the seafood is randomly tested by the FDA, The independent testing by citizens revealed stats as high as 193 parts per million, too toxic for human consumption. Obama's already stated that he'll make the TPP happen. Even more important is that the American people need to know that curtailing the power of the corporations and taking the bribe money out of elections are the two most important things that we can do right now to stop this downward spiral. I encourage everyone to look at Move to Amend online at www.movetoamend.org and sign the petition. Join the national movement of thousands to reverse Citizens United and end corporate personhood. We all know that corporations are not people, and money is not equal to free speech. Yeah, right. Why are the talks in Shanghai and elsewhere secret? In short, so that people won't know. What has happened to our media? Why are they not researching? Why have they sold us out? The only cure for this is to become the media ourselves, as we already know. We have an engaged citizen, we need an engaged citizenry, willing to ask the important questions, to never stop asking them until we get the answers. Persistence and tenacity, non-stop, and fight like hell. Anita Stewart,